Well, I first met Polly in Lake City, Colorado, where we were spending the summer. I decided that I really wanted to walk with her if they would allow me to, because I had been training all summer for the Avon 60-mile breast cancer walk.
Debbie had been diagnosed with breast cancer 15 months before I had walked into the town. And over the course of that 15 months, she'd had a lumpectomy and chemo and radiation. She's gained a lot of strength back, but she's certainly not up to par yet. She really wants to climb up over Cinnamon Pass with me and Randy.
My biggest concern at the time was whether or not I was going to be able to make it over Cinnamon Pass, which was 12,600 feet. I had lost about just a little part of my lung to the radiation, and I really didn't know how that would affect me.
The rule is you need to be up over the pass and back down to tree line by noon, because the weather will roll in by noon and lightning will be striking by noon, so you need to be up and over tree line.
By the time I got to the last quarter mile of Cinnamon, I was having a great deal of difficulty getting to the top. I had to sit down and rest about every probably minute and just catch my breath because there's so little air up there.
You could tell she was starting to have a tough time as we started getting higher and higher. But we wanted to be supportive because this was a big challenge for Debbie.
It was getting a little nerve-wracking, but we were really trying to beat the summer storms.
It's starting to hail, and we're trying to cheer her on, but we're scared out of our minds.
By the time I made it up and I was hanging on the altitude sign, I really kind of had the feeling that maybe that hike right then had been worse than having chemotherapy, but it wasn't really. It just seemed like it at the moment. Anyway, it was a very big victory for me to have made it to the top.
So we're up there way after we're supposed to be. And of course she gets up there and she wants to rest. You know, we can't rest. It's starting to hail and we can't even see where we're going anymore. And we ran downhill
to a place called Animas Forks, which is a ghost town. We found a house to get into that wasn't too leaky. And the next morning was a beautiful morning. The sky was just the most gorgeous blue you've ever seen, and everything was fresh and clean, and you couldn't have asked for a more beautiful morning. And then the rain started again, and then the hail started again, and as we came into Silverton, it was flooding the streets, and we got to that Mexican restaurant where they were waiting for us, and we burst through the door, and we literally soaked the entryway to the restaurant. But it was great. I'd made it 60 miles with Polly, and that was my first walk with her.